Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I am doing a quick video on how I make my fabric ruffles. I had a few people ask me if I could share how I do this. I am not a seamstress by any stretch of the imagination. I like to sew on paper. I like to make my junk journals. So I am not someone who is going to show you the proper way to sew a ruffle. If you're visiting my channel for the first time, just know that I am a paper crafter and this is something I enjoy using in my journal collection. So if you're interested in seeing what I do with them, check out the rest of my channel and you can get an idea for that. But for those of you who are part of my channel and you want to see how to create fabric ruffles to use in your journals, just keep watching. All right, so I have this really pretty green linen napkin. This is an older napkin. I love the way that it matches my current journal that I'm creating and decorating. So I'm hoping to create some ruffles for that journal today. Most of the time, I love to find a fabric that tears very easily because I love that ragged edge that I get from tearing my fabric. So that's my goal here. Now we're going to find out if this napkin will tear or not. And I started on the edge, which might not have been the best idea, but I want to tear this white edge off. So I'm just cutting a little portion to get myself started. I feel like I should cut, I had to pick some tricky fabric, of course, not something that would just tear very easily for me. You guys, I'm just going for it. I'm just tearing it. Okay, so I got that edge off and I'm going to tear this one as well. Just so I can tear a nice even strip, hopefully. Or I'll start this video all over. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's good enough. So you can see here, I've crinkled up my fabric, but I have this nice tattered edge. And I think I want my ruffle to be, I would say it's roughly 1.5 inches, 2 inches wide. I snip it to get it started, and then I'm hoping, yes, I just tear my fabric, and I'm not scared of it. And you can see that it has, because this is linen especially, not all fabrics play the same, but a nice cotton or linen fabric will. So this created a nice tattered strip of fabric, and I love that. I'm going to tear one more, and you can see it's gathered and bunched up at my fabric, but we don't care about that because we are paper crafters, not someone creating a beautiful dress or something. Tattered is good to us. So I'm going to make one more strip here. So I'm just going to cut the width that I want my ruffle to be, and this is a tough fabric to tear. I couldn't pick an easy one. Now I'm just going to kind of manipulate the threads and get it back into shape a little bit here. There's always extra threads when you tear fabric. I just pull those off. And then we have this really pretty strip. So the next step I'm going to do is, if you have a sewing machine, this is the easiest way to stitch a ruffle, and I like to use a zigzag stitch. So I will show you how I do that, and it's very simple. I hope my lighting is good enough here, but I just start by folding my fabric over. So I have a nice little lip here. I put the foot down. I already have my thread in here, and I'm just going to get the stitch started so I can let go of my thread, and I'm literally just going to bunch my fabric up under the foot. You can see that kind of get started there. So you can keep this as uniform as you would want to and just fold, fold, fold. I really like making mine ununiform, if that makes sense. So I like to try to go along, maybe fold it the opposite way. Maybe bunch it in sideways, maybe bunch it in the other direction, and just play around with it. When you are making a ruffle for a paper craft like this, you really can't mess it up as long as you're stitching in the folds, because the folds is what is going to create your ruffle. So now I'm just going to remove that from the machine, and this is what we have. All right, so this is how that piece of ruffle turned out for me. You do want to watch the size of your fabric. If you want a long strip that you can cut apart pieces, you want to make sure that you're obviously using a long piece of fabric. This was just a little table napkin, and I have this super cute ruffle. So I'm just going to give you an idea of what that looks like on a journal page, and I think it is super cute. I love that, and I love the way that green plays with the journal. Now I have an idea for another way to make a fabric ruffle for your journal if you don't have a sewing machine. We are going to take our second strip of fabric that we created and a regular old stapler. So since I'm not going to be sewing, I am going to do that same fold that I started in the sewing machine, and I'm going to take my stapler and I am going to staple my little ruffle piece, and I'm going to do that again. And here you can get creative, kind of like I talked about with the sewing machine. If you want to bunch it in different ways, if you want to create folds, I'm going to just go down my ruffle, and I have a little stapler, so I have to manipulate it a little bit. You could crisscross your staples, make it look a little more funky if you wanted to. You could staple items into your ruffle if you wanted to add a, let's see, I'm trying to decide what direction I want to go. I think I want to turn my ruffle in now. If you wanted to staple some ribbon into your ruffle, that would be super cute. And I'm just folding it and stapling it. You could also do this by hand stitching. I like the fact that this goes really quickly, and I think it's unique, and I think that's fun because a junk journal is created with various ephemera and it's paper related items. I like the way staples looks in a junk journal. So I'm just going to staple the edge there, and I think that's a pretty fun, unique ruffle. So let's see what that will look like in our journal. If we lay that on the book page, I think that is a lot of fun. So don't be discouraged if you don't have a sewing machine. Just get creative with your stapler. Like I said, I think that's a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how to make a fabric ruffle for your junk journals and the no-sew option as well. I hope that that was helpful to you. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!